Alright everybody, well welcome back to another daily Chucky video. I got you. We're actually not doing a Chucky video today. So, we're going to be transitioning, because it's been 2 weeks, or about a month since we've been talking about Chucky almost daily. I don't know how long you'll expect me to only do discussion topics on Chucky. Wasn't going to be forever. I mean, we're still going to bring them up when it's relevant, and I still have other ideas. But today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different, which is the distortion debate. I'm going to put debate in heavy quotations there. So if you've been on Twitter for any amount of time, which is where I get most of my topics from, don't look into it too much. Distortion has become a huge talking point in the Dead by Daylight community. Also, I apologize for my voice. I'm still a little sick. But distortion is a huge talking point right now because of the playstyle it encourages, and because it is often used by people who don't want to play chase. Now, do I think distortion needs to be changed? Kinda, but at the same time, I don't think it's worth getting this much up in arms with. Anyone who's ever watched me play knows I run a lot of aura reading perks. When I'm all ears, barbecue and chili, lethal pursuer. Back when I main clown, I would run cigar box, and trust me when I say that distortion counters the ever-living crap out of cigar box. And I might get a little annoyed by it, but I would never like outright say it's dumb and the people playing that way for stealth are dumb. Like, the common question I keep seeing brought up is, how do people who play with distortion, calm spirit, or other stealth perks like that don't go for chases and only hold M1 on gens and then high when the killer gets nearby, how do they have fun with the game? And the simple answer is the idea of evading the killer rather than, like, I wouldn't say evading, but the idea of, like, getting just out of the killer's grasp when they're looking for you is something they find fun. Maybe they don't want to do chase. Maybe they just want to chill and do gens all night. Like, who are we to judge? But, as with any discussion video, what about the other side? What about killers? A lot of killers don't like distortion because that's one survivor they can't chase, but at the same time, let me just say there are other options killers have to find survivors, as well as, you know, if you're relying that much on aura reading. Once again, I run a lot of aura reading, and even I don't rely on it that much, guys. If you're relying on aura reading that much just to start a chase, that's a skill issue. I hate to say it, it's a skill issue. It just is what it is. On top of that, if you're running only aura reading perks or whatever, and you're like, oh, well, distortion counters your entire build. If you're running all aura reading perks and you can't run through all of their tokens, that's a skill issue. Or you brought the wrong perks. I'm sorry. Bring ones that are more reliable and come up more often. It really is what it is. Do I think it's a little aggravating that a lot of survivors play very passive and there's no way to chase them? Yeah, to a degree, but at the same time, to each their own. If that's how they want to play, that's how they want to play. If anything, I feel bad for their teammates more so than them or the killer. That's one player that the killer can't chase. One player that won't take aggro. And I'm not saying all of them. I'm generalizing a bit on how everyone's describing people who use distortion. But guys, stop hating on the perk. It's not that bad. Now, I did mention, would I want to see it change? Yes, I would like to see it change. I don't think it's ever going to happen, and I don't think it's necessary. But my proposed change to distortion is a very simple one. Give it a certain amount of tokens. I haven't fully agreed on the number. I've asked some people. Some say 5 is too much. Some have said 3 is too little. So maybe 4 is a good spot. But yes, give it 4 tokens at the start of the match. Now, the way most people are trying to change this perk to make it better is make it so it only refills the tokens during chase. And while I think it's a valiant idea, I think it doesn't really help the situation, because then there's no aura reading perks in chase, and if the killer brings that, then blah, 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 you're getting rid of that entire playstyle. My suggestion is to help people keep it to be a perk that lets them hide from the killer, is make it so once you go through all 4 tokens, or whatever the number happens to be, they're gone. And the only way to get them back is after you're unhooked. Now, the reason why I say this is because it means that they still get to use their tokens for what it's intended for. Getting information, hiding from the killer at the beginning of the game, and towards the middle of the game, but not the entire match. They can't just rely on slowly like skirting around the terror radius and hiding behind a rock and getting all of their stacks back and constantly getting denial of aura reading. Like, eventually they will run out and they're able to actually hook you, and then you get your stacks back, and then you can go back to doing what you were doing. That's my suggestion. I know some people have, like I said, have suggested it only regains during chases. I'm fine with that. My only issues are, one, I think it would actually discourage people from taking chase, because they wouldn't want to, you know, they wouldn't want to go and chase to get the tokens back, because then they know they're going to go down anyways at some point. So that's just a me thing. And it also means that a lot of killer perks that work in chase would become virtually useless. To be fair, that's even happening now with distortion, so I mean, I guess it doesn't matter too much. I just like my hook idea because I think it would encourage, or not necessarily encourage, but it would give it a finite use, rather than being able to be regained as often as it is. It's really funny that we've come full circle with this perk. It's one of those perks that before the change it got a while ago, I believe it was in 6.1, it was considered a useless perk that was only there to, not useless necessarily, but not a very good perk that basically gave you information on what perks the killer was running. Because if you're all the way on the other side of the map, he hooks someone and you see that you lost a token, well, they have barbecue and chili. If it's at the start of the match and you already lost a token, you know they have lethal pursuer. But it's one of those things where I don't know if there's any way to change it or not change it without making at least half of the people who run it and half of the people who don't mad in some way, shape, or form. I don't envy the person who has to change this perk if it does get changed. Personally, I don't think it needs to be changed. I think it's perfectly fine. It's a viable playstyle, and if people want to play that way, let them play that way. I have no vitriol towards them, and I don't know why anyone does. If that's how they have fun, that's how they have fun. Oh, they should just go play a stealth game. Maybe they like DBD. Maybe they like the idea of actually stealthing around a real person. I don't understand why that's so hard for people to understand. I'm a very patient player. I'm a very patient person. I will literally sit behind a rock and wait for hours. People have seen me do it on stream. Shameless plug. I've done fishing streams or Xenomorph where I just sit there and wait on gens to get done, go up, Dragon's Grip them, go down, and wait for minutes at a time before I actually get to do anything. Some people are patient, guys. I hate to tell you, but not everyone enjoys looping. It's not the only thing in this game that people find fun. It is what the majority seems to say they find fun, and that's fine, but you can't throw that generalization on everybody. Now, you could say I'm a hypocrite because I generalized people earlier. The point still stands. In any case, I would love to hear what y'all have to say about distortion. As always, I'm not just I spout what I say and it's law kind of person. I've had many conversations in the comment section that haven't necessarily changed my mind, but they have made me think a little bit more. And it's part of the reason why I like doing this. I like talking about this game, and hearing other people's opinions on certain things just opens my eyes a little bit. In any case, you know, the like and sub buttons, they're down there somewhere. You guys should probably hit them. I'll see you guys in the next one, and hopefully we'll get some more Chucky gameplay videos. I'm trying to work out a way to make them more, what's the word? More entertaining than just me posting the gameplay, and not just a copy of what Otz does, where he explains the build. In any case, I'll catch you guys in the next one, and we'll try to keep these daily uploads coming. I love you guys. Bye!